Everyone, it's Annette Green back again, working in my Elizabeth Craft Designs weekly planner for 2023. Every page has a single week, so week 1, week 2, and we're all the way over here on week 12. I have just returned from a trip to see my daughter Jamie in the Chicago area, and that's what I'm going to work on today. So if you are rejoining me and you've been following along, welcome back, and if you are new, welcome. Each week, I'm going to do something new. This week is 12, as I said, and you can find all the previous weeks under the weekly playlist on my channel. So here we go. We have some photos from Chicago. Now, this was a 4-day trip for me to go see Jamie. We did a ton of stuff. There's no way I'm going to be able to cover it in this particular planner in just this one page. So I'm going to show you at the end of the video a little traveler's journal that I have made, a little traveler's notebook that I have started, and all the things that I gathered on the trip, and talk all about that and how I'm going to do that in the next couple of weeks, and then share that as a separate video with you. So that's where more photos will go, more journaling, lots of detail about each day of the trip. So today is just about like a little recap. That's basically what all my weeks are about. There's not a lot of journaling. It's just sort of a little recap of what went on that week. So it'll be perfect for me to pick maybe 3 photos. So I've gone to my phone camera and I've thought about what I have there. And here's my page I'll be working on. And these 2 are identical. I will talk about what's different, but I decided on, just to tell the story quickly when you flip week to week through this book, I've decided on this big photo of myself that Jamie took with the skyline in the background and the water, and I added the word Chicago here. I'll talk about that. So that will be sort of the focal main image because it is about my trip to the Chicago area. But then, of course, I have to have a picture of Jamie and I. So this is when Jamie first picked me up from the airport. And this is a little get-together with their friends and M's mom, Stella, who she and I have become fast friends. We had game night, super fun. So those are the special memories. At first I grabbed I love this one. I talk about this all the time. The alphabet tabs die. I was going to use the letters to spell out Chicago, but I kind of wanted it to be a little different than the page I had just done with those letters, the D-stash page from last week. So I decided to go ahead and type the word Chicago right on the photo. And you may not see the big difference here, but this particular one, the word Chicago is just white. And in this one, can you tell? I have screened it back a little. I have lowered the opacity of the word in the layer in Photoshop Elements. Now I might be getting a little too technical for some, but this is kind of a fun little treatment that you can do right in your photo editing program. If you can work in layers or build in layers at least while you have the word Chicago or whatever word you're using, you can screen that back. You can slide an opacity slider, and now I can see through to the building a little bit. I hope you can see that little detail. And it just gives it a cool effect, I think. And of course, to turn it on its side like that is nice. You could do it across the top, but you know, this is just a building. We get the idea. And because I've ghosted that back a little bit, you can still see the details in the building. So it's just a fun little idea for a photo. Okay, so this is how I am starting to come up with my idea and looking at the colors in the photos. And so you see I have my 2 square photos, and then I've got my 12 there. That's just the die laying there. And then I've got my main image. Now I'm tempted to want to use the teal color as photo mats, but I think that's what I'll make my 12 out of instead. I'm going to try to match with some cardstock that teal color in my jacket for the actual numbers. But I think I'm going to go just with some good old black photo mats on all these photos. I think that's going to make that look nice and clean and neat. And then we can just rely on that teal color as an accent color for some other things down here. All right, so I originally grabbed this big sheet of teal cardstock, and it is a good match. However, if you watched me last week with the D-stash video, you saw how I took the book papers and kind of resorted them by color. all the little pages. So I'm kind of flipping through here because I think it's going to be a little more interesting to find something that has a little more pattern in it that might be that teal blue color. And I know there is that color in here. So I think I'm going to find something. Here's my scraps. So I'm going to go through here, see if I can find something that matches nicely. Like right away, I see this great stripe. So that might be it right there. Alrighty, I have my photos on little black photo mats ready to go. And I was about to just take that 12 and pop it on a black photo mat. Didn't like that idea because when I got done, I thought, well, now I have to put another color behind it, not just have it floating in the middle of the black like that. It just seemed a little plain. And so I'm looking at this where I cut this out of, and I'm thinking, what if I just cut this out a little smaller than my square and put that right on there? And now my 12 will be black, but most of it will be that teal color. So I'm going to try that. I know that my square here is 1 5/8. So, and I did try to keep these close together and nice and straight. So this just needs to be about 1 1/2. Let's see if we can get it to work. Got my little tabletop trimmer here. Just a regular Fiskars trimmer. Can you hear the city noise out there? I'm back in Greenville. Did I say earlier I just got back? Yeah, I just got back from Chicago. Okay, let's see. 1 1/2, a little bit smaller. Okay, let's see how this looks. Oof, I had to get a little close, top and bottom, but maybe this will be okay. Well, that's not exactly right, is it? All right, let me think on that. Okay, it's always good to show you the boo-boos because then I can show you how to fix it. I thought about like, okay, maybe instead of me redoing it, I'll put this color I had behind it, but it just really doesn't work, does it? It just doesn't stand out. So I know that the size that I need is this size, and that is 1 1/2 by 1 1/2, because this is 1 5/8. So instead, I will go back and die cut the 12 with a 1 1/2 by 1 1/2 inch piece of paper, so I know where to center it and that it's going to work. Okay, much better. That's going to be perfect. Yep, like that. So I'll glue that on there, and then we'll take a look at how we're going to arrange this page. As I'm pulling things and gathering up other items to embellish, I realized every right-hand page in my planner, I have decided to add hole reinforcements just to kind of reinforce those pages. So I have chosen just the number 1 pack, Reinforcement Variety Pack 1, and I went ahead and pre-cut out these guys with a little bit of double-sided adhesive on the back out of that same paper as my number 12, and I'm just going to ink the backgrounds with a little bit of black and get these on the page. While I'm doing this, I will say that my new release, 10 dies, 3 stamp sets, it's so soon, you guys, so around the corner. So if you are a regular follower of Elizabeth Craft Designs, you are going to want to make sure to watch this week on the Facebook Live. On Monday with Els is going to reveal my entire collection. This is tomorrow, okay? So today is March the 26th. This will be March the 27th on the Elizabeth Craft Designs Facebook Live on their Facebook page. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard here in the US. Els is going to show everything, and she's going to do a little demo, and then Wednesday, the 20, what that will be the 29th, right? Yeah. I'm going to be doing the Facebook Live on their channel, on their page. And as always, Facebook Lives are saved about an hour or so after they are live. They're saved to Elizabeth Craft Designs YouTube channel. So I will put the link, in case you're not able to watch it live, to their channel so you can watch for it afterwards. And you can replay it or whatever you like. I am going to give you a couple of sneak peeks today, of course, on this page. And then super exciting, on Sunday, April the 2nd, I'm going to be I'm filling in for Els while she's at a show. I'm going to be doing the Create and Craft TV, with my new release, live TV. So I will be sure to put that link also with some details. All right, so I'm using black here just because I'm using a lot of black mats on my photos, and that's why I inked the edges of all my little teal hole reinforcers in black. Okay, so here we are with the page. And I've dug into, if you watched last week about my de-stash, how I went ahead and did some cutting out of tags and embellishment pieces and put them in a tray for quick grab and decorate stuff. So I went through this little pile of these little tags, and I found this little guy. I mean, that's the little bit of journaling I'm going to do here. So teeny tiny little tag. Also grab this little tag for embellishment. Maybe one more thing. We'll see. But here we are. We've got our main Chicago photo. And we've got the Jamie's picking me up from the airport photo. I think I'm going to overlap that a little bit at the top. And gosh, do you hear it? Good old city life. All right. I think I'm going to do like that. So this one goes off, but this one stays in, but they're all overlapping the main photo. I think that's good. We could come all the way off to the edge, but I don't think I like the way that feels. So there's that. So far, so good, right? We got all this room down here. So I thought that I would just kind of add a little background something with that tag, a little journaling on that. And then feels like it needs a little bit more. So here's the little sneaky peek. Because it's the Windy City, Chicago, I thought, ooh, these are kind of, woohoo, windy? I don't know. So I think I might work these in as embellishment on the page. I don't know, maybe not the whole thing, maybe just a little bit. It's beautiful. I can cut it apart. I've also got this one. So at this point, I just need to take a minute and think about it and come up with a plan. Okay, so I did switch out that original flourishy die for a different flourish. Sneaky peek. And I've cut it all apart. I'm trying to work it in different places, but this is kind of where I'm at right now. So I think it's time to start to commit with the pieces and the parts. And rather than you watching me do all that gluing, I'll get these on here and we'll come back. Alrighty, I am just snipping off this excess here. I did use some of that original die that I had cut out with the flourishes. Okay, and I have decided to finish off my page with a little sneak peek of a stamp, special memory. And this is how, let's back it out here. This is how my page has finished out. I have it in the planner and I was looking at it and I was thinking, I just want one more thing in there. And I think I want that right there. What do you think? I think it looks good? Yeah. So I inked around the edges with that one with a little brown, but then I added the black around the outside edge. So it gives it just that extra something to tie it all into the page. So I'm just going to use a little glue here and get that right across there. It kind of interrupts these two that were separate entities and kind of ties them together now. Looks pretty good. All right, well, week 12 is done. I am happy. And now I want to show you just really quick some things that I gathered from the trip and how I would begin to go about making a little traveler's notebook from my trip. I believe I may have shared a little sneak peek of this before. It was the start of this small little TN from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I put Chicago there. Some of the trip wasn't in Chicago, it was nearby, but basically it was a Chicago trip. So I did decorate the cover of my little book, and then I have my pages in here kind of all ready to go using the dies from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I will link those below. But this is just some old scrapbook paper, kind of has the same feel and tone to the pages. I didn't really have a plan when I started this, so I just got it ready. And then as I was on my trip, knowing that I had that to fill, that makes it easy. You just start gathering things. So here's my pile of things. Kind of show you quickly things like your room key from the hotel, or even just the little card thing they give you to put the key in. This was from the L, which is like a metro, like subway station. This is our little ticket for the day that we use. That can be an embellishment. Even my claim ticket to my luggage. I bought this sweet little washi tape masking stickers. I'm curious to see how they are. I think they're separate. It's not like tape. They're separate little pretty flowers. I bought it at one of the stores that we went to there. I bought Jamie some little puppy dog slippers, and this cute little tag was attached. So that's going to be something. We went to Uniqlo. We went to coffee shops, Pete's Coffee. I kept the little, who knows what I'll do. Let's see, what have I got here? Some more. We went to a different hotel, so the Fairfield, and their little card. Receipts from places that we went that have logos and stuff. I gathered that. Lots of those. The chopsticks holder from one of the restaurants we went to might come into play. This was a bag from, was this H Mart? Yeah, look at this great bag. I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. I just love this. So I may take a picture of it or scan it and then shrink it down so that I can use it. Because obviously I can't use this whole bag in that teeny tiny TN. So I kept that. And what else have I got? We went to the Morton Arboretum, which was a wonderful place. So there's the brochure that I grabbed that has all kinds of photos in it and information if I want it, front and back, and a map. Let's see, I bought this great little sticker, like a round sticker, to put in my TN from the Arboretum. Well, eventually I'll get that to come up. So that'll come into play as an embellishment. More receipts. We went to Fire Cakes Craft Donuts, which was amazing, and I loved the packaging with the teal and the logo and everything. So I have two here, and there's crumbs of donut in there, but I'm going to make it work somehow. I may have to take a picture of that too. We'll see. From the Arboretum as well, a paper bag that whatever I purchased was in. I thought that would be nice texture. Also, Garrett's Popcorn Shop. There's that, and it's a paper bag that we had this lovely, delicious popcorn in. So I've got all these things, plus all my photos, and I took some notes in a little notebook as we went on our travels to remember what we did, where we went, even if we said something funny, things like that. So watch for that. It's going to be a separate video. It will not be week 13, but it'll be soon. It'll be soon, in the next couple of weeks, I say. So here we are. Week 12 is done. I thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you at the Facebook Live. If not, I will see you next week for week 13. Thanks for watching.